What is up, everybody? Carl from Technical Goodies here, and today we're doing another tech haul. Love these because they get to test out products that you might want to buy or you might want to take a look at. If you don't like it or if you do like it, you know, it's up to you. It's just something that I can open up, show you, test out, and show you the functionality. That way you have a little bit more information when you go to purchase if you want to. So this is the BlackVoyage 60-liter Vortex Vacuum Seal Air Compression Travel Backpack. So they sent this over for me to test. And the reason that I said yes is I was so interested in the vacuum seal portion of it, as well as the fact that I've been using the same backpack since college. So I go on cruises, I travel sometimes. So I always take a backpack with me so that I can have all my tech stuff with me. I don't like to pack it or anything. I like to have it on me. So let's take a look at this. So right now I can already tell this is pretty nice and pretty unique. It's actually made from recycled nylon now that I take a look here at the listing, and a V8 horizontal mesh lining. You've got your front pocket here. Inside you have your tags. So this is kind of like this would be like a half pocket here, kind of a mesh lining with a zipper so you can kind of keep your cords and stuff separate. It is lined nicely on the inside. So your cords, your things you have to access often, as well as maybe your keys. That's actually one thing I really like. So when I go to the airport, the first thing I do is throw my keys in my backpack because I know I'll lose them somewhere, so I want to have them. This is nice so you can put on your keys, hook your keys in here, put it right in your backpack. That is a nice feature, and I like that in particular. All right, so you have a second layer here, and you have a travel vacuum pump. So the idea behind this is that you're supposed to be able to save up to 7 days worth of clothing and then use the travel vacuum pump to sort of bring it all down so you're not taking up a lot of space when you do travel. And then on the back here, you have another zipper for more storage. So this is more of your laptop storage, more cable storage down here, separators down here. But yeah, it looks like a lot of space in here, kind of for your electronics and stuff like that. On the side, you have additional pockets here for small things like maybe your phone, if you have a smaller phone. All the back straps here look very comfortable. Oh, they have this sort of padding on the inside, which is very nice. Looks like on the side here, on the side here, it looks like you do have the ability to charge. One other cool feature that I was looking at here was the fact that you can expand it a little bit. So there's a zipper that goes all the way around and allows you to expand the amount of room inside. So in order to take a look at sort of the vacuum feature of this backpack, you're going to want to take this outer zipper. And it doesn't actually look like it zips, but that's sort of their zipper technology to keep the air out and stuff like that. So I'm gonna go ahead and open this up, and what it does, and again, I have to show this from the top down view, and it opens up like a standard carry-on. So there you go. And like I said, I opened up this inner portion right here. So this is the inner portion where you're going to want to put your clothes that you're gonna want to keep sort of vacuum sealed or protected. And then when you're done with that, you can go ahead and close this back up. And you can see there's a bunch of air in there, right? And then you'll be able to use the vacuum provided to be able to pull out the air and sort of squish down those clothes. So far, this is a really, really nice backpack. Again, more pockets on the inside here. Close this back up, zip everything up. But other than that, there's secret panels everywhere. So definitely, if you're interested, BlackVoyage is a great company. I have heard good things about them. This seems to be like an extremely well-made backpack, and someone who travels for business all the time or travels for fun all the time, having a backpack like this, I think would work out really, really well. I'm excited to use it. All the different features look very cool. Thanks to them for sending this over. Alrighty, so next in the tech haul, we have a familiar name. So this is, again, a smart lock by DESLOC. I have already put 2 of them in my house, and I've enjoyed every single minute of it. So when they said, hey, would you like to try one of our lower tier locks? This is one that doesn't have a fingerprint, but it does have the code. I said, yeah, send it over. And that's because I like to keep that in the same ecosystem. One app to control all 3 locks. This one I'm actually going to put on my laundry room. So my laundry room is detached from the house, maybe 5 steps away, but there's a door on there that I want to make sure is secure you know, if we want to store things in there, you know, our water heaters in there. I just don't want anyone going in there and messing around. This will give me the chance to make sure it's always locked. So let's take a look at it and what makes it different. So in general, it has all the standard hardware you would get with a door lock. That comes in here. I think it's just strike plates and stuff like that, as well as the keys and the lock itself. And then take a look here at the device. So the way these work is usually powered by 4 AA batteries, and that'll be on the inside portion. So this is the inside of your lock. You turn this to lock it. Yep, you have your 4 AA batteries. And then you have your screen on the front to kind of tell you what's going on and your digits, right? You also have the standard sort of, you know, key lock in case the batteries die. You have the key, you can still get in. And the way this works, and I'll show you installing it on my laundry room, is that this basically goes through the door, connects together like that. You then have the inside and the outside, and then you can set all your codes. Now, the cool thing about this is that it is Wi-Fi intelligent control. Again, that's why I said go ahead and send it over, because I already have 2 Wi-Fi locks. That allows you to lock it remotely from wherever you're at, and then you can use the app to set up the PIN keys for different people. I'm wondering if this also probably still has the same sort of features like passage mode or something like that, but I'll have to check that out. And again, I found this really easy to install. I mean, most deadlocks are very easy to install. So here I am installing the DESLOC C100 Plus. It's actually fairly easy to install. All you have to do is take off your old deadbolt. Once that's off, you can start to assemble. You're going to want to put in the shaft that has the deadbolt in it, get it in there and lined up. And you're going to want to make sure you follow instructions, because the shaft in the middle and the inner door lock need to line up correctly so that they're in sync. Next, you put on a reinforcement plate. Then you're going to want to add on each side of the door lock. And it's very easy to do. All the screws are provided. And as you can see here, I've got it installed, and pushing the buttons lights up the screen, and we're good to go. So let's go ahead and take a look at the app that's provided. I've showed this in the past, but I'll go ahead and show you it with this particular model and see what features they are. Alrighty, so let's go ahead and take a look at the app here. There's a lot of features that I want to show you. You can actually see all 3 of my locks in the same application. And from this screen, you can basically hold this locked button right here to lock the door or unlock the door. And that can be done in your local network or from anywhere outside of your network. And then you also get a notification here that the laundry room was unlocked. We'll go ahead and go into the settings here. You also have the slide to lock and unlock there. You can assign your access. So for example, I have 3 here for my sons, Daniel and Colton. And you also have a series of events down here at the bottom so you can see what has happened. If I go into my settings here, I have passage mode, which I absolutely love. Currently, I have it on. Passage mode allows you to have the lock not automatically lock by itself. If you have passage mode off, the lock will go ahead and automatically lock between 5 and 120 seconds. I'll show you that in a minute. Let's say you have someone working at your house and they need to come in and out the door. You can turn on passage mode so it doesn't automatically lock. Vacation mode, you can set that up. You can see here what vacation mode is. And auto lock, I said between 5 and 120 seconds, so you can go ahead and set that. Anti-peeping passcode, so you can actually add random digits before or after your passcode. Total length must not exceed 16 digits. That way, if someone is watching, they won't be able to know what your password is. And then just general settings here for the volume and notification settings here. I like to have the notifications come up when it's locked and unlocked so I can know what's going on or who's coming in and out of the house. Again, I wanted to mention that it does support Alexa and Google. So if I open up the Alexa app right here, I can go into my routines and look at my routines. So you can see that every day at 9 p.m., I lock the back door and the laundry room. So basically, I have the passage mode on all the time. And then what I do is every night at 9 p.m., because I go in and out of those doors a lot, I don't always want it to have it auto locking on me. So I have it set so that every day at 9 p.m., the back door will lock. And then I also have it set up at 12:30 a.m. that the back door and the laundry room will lock on their own in case someone does come in and forget to lock the doors. So that way you know, I have a little bit of control over it, and then I can keep the passage mode on all the time. So the app is pretty powerful. Even on this C100, it allows you to do mostly the same stuff as the normal DESLOC that I had in my previous tech haul. So I've been pretty happy just in general with the app. So again, I've been super happy with all the DESLOC stuff. I'm very happy to have this. I didn't need a fingerprint reader for my laundry room, so which is nice that they have this very affordable. Again, I'll leave the links down below. It's very affordable. Go ahead and check it out if you're interested. But again, thanks to them for sending this over. So this is the Orico BookDrive Portable SSD. It's their PU10 Plus, and they did send this to me to take a look at and show you all. What I find is, as a content creator or even like a student or a business person, USB flash drives are absolutely terrible. For one, they're good for like quick transfers here and there, but for storing your files that you might want to work on or storing your extra games or something like that, you're going to want to look into an SSD. So this has up to 1,000 megabytes per second read, write, and transfer. Now that's based on the cord you're using and the port you're using on your computer. And it also has sort of like a magnetic design just for your phone. If you do have a Qi or a magnet on the back, or your iPhone has the magnet on the back, you can use it. Specifications, USB-C 10 gigabits per second, USB-C PD 100 watt, which is nice. So let's just go ahead and open it up and take a look. Now, this is a pretty simple one, but it's something that I think is affordable and then becomes super useful. A lot of times, maybe you have a lot of pictures on your phone and you want to transfer them to something that's safe. You can do that. Or maybe you bought one of the phones that doesn't have a lot of storage and you're running low and you want to be able to move stuff off or just keep it on there. So let's take a look. So this here is their book drive. So it is very sleek and very nice looking. It does have the magnet on the back, and it does have 2 ports here on the bottom, which is very nice. I'm looking at it now. This one here is for transfer, and this one here is for a PD pass-through. Now, of course, if you have it on your phone and it's stuck to your phone, and you're using this cable here to connect it to your phone, which I will do right now, you have no way of charging your phone, except for the fact that they do provide the PD port right here. Plug that in if you want to charge it, and it passes through, and you can continue to use it as well as charge your phone at the same time. So I'm going to pull up the Files app here, and immediately what you're going to see is there is the Orico right there. So this is empty, but it is already on my phone. So here is a 15-minute video. I'm going to go ahead and send it over to the Files, and I'm going to choose the Orico right here, right? So I'm going to go ahead and create a folder for test and save. And that was very fast. I thought it had actually paused because I didn't see any sort of reference, but that was very, very fast. Let's go ahead and grab a bunch of these. I'm going to grab a bunch of these videos. Boom, 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 boom. And again, save it to the Files. Okay, I'm going to hit save. And right now it's copying all those files. Oh, done. Wow. So it does have a lot of speed. Now that speed is limited by the speed of port of my iPhone, but if I have a USB-C on my computer or wherever I'm transferring, this should transfer as fast as whatever port you're going to use. But that was so fast. You could take all of your photos, select all, and just move them on there really quickly. This is a 1 terabyte drive, so you have plenty of space. I mean, you're not going to fill that up with just your pictures and stuff unless you're a content creator and you're making movies all the time. This is awesome, and I like the fact that it can be stuck to your phone. If I am backing something up, again, I can charge. I can see it's active. Magnet's pretty strong. Awesome. This is great. Thanks to them for sending this over. If you're interested in just getting a little bit more storage, if you have the USB-C iPhone, pick that up and you are good to go. Again, they also give one of these little small rings, which has, I guess, sort of a adhesive on the back here. So you can put that on your case. If your magnet isn't strong enough on your phone to go through the case, some of the older phones or, some of the newer phones, the cases don't allow that magnet to stick really well. You can go ahead and put this on there to get better adhesive. Awesome. Very cool. Alrighty, next we're taking a look at the FIFINE K688 CT microphone. So this is a dynamic XLR and USB microphone. It's kind of a hybrid microphone by FIFINE, and I've always liked their products. In fact, that's what I'm using here is a FIFINE mic. I use that as my overhead mic, and this is kind of their podcast microphone kit. It does come with the microphone arm and the mic itself. This also does work great for like gaming. So if you want to get into game streaming, hook it up to your table, put it up to your face, get your camera on, and you're good to go. So in the box, instruction manual, foam, the mic itself, the mic cable, the clamp for the arm, and the arm itself. And again, this is your basic arm. This will definitely do the job, but if you're looking to get into any sort of video recording, you need a good mic, even for your job, for Zoom, this would work great. Again, very simple. You just put the arm on here, and I'll clamp it to the desk and get it all set up. But let's take a look at the mic real quick here. So this is it. This is the FIFINE mic. Again, you'll be able to screw this into a standard microphone stand, and this one here. Some of them are a little skinnier. You might need an adapter. You'll actually be able to see that here in a second. It does have the XLR interface and the USB interface. So that's going to allow you to choose how you want to set it up. Some people don't want to mess around with XLR and have an audio interface. So they want to use the USB. Some people want the XLR because it's going to give you a little bit of a crisper sound and the ability to kind of control it with like an audio interface. You also have headphones for monitoring, so you can listen to yourself at the same time, as well as headphone volume and microphone volume. So that's kind of like your gain switch right there. What I was saying about that adapter is if you look right here, you can see this adapter on here. This is going to fit this particular microphone, but if you want to take that adapter off, I think you can, and put it on like a tripod or something like that. So let me get this set up and then we'll test it, because the most important thing is to be able to test how it sounds. Alrighty, so I have it hooked to my desk on the microphone stand itself. Get this positioned correctly here. There we go. And what I am is I'm again using my phone to record this. I've told you multiple times I use the Procreate app because that allows me to come in and make sure I'm using the correct source. When you're using it on your computer, you can pick the source in OBS or whatever you want, but this just helps me keep it a little bit separate while I'm recording. So let's do some testing here. One thing also to note, and if you can see this from the top down, is that it does have one tap mute. I like the fact that it's green and red. You can absolutely see if you, I spent an entire video one time trying to record, realizing I had the mute button pushed, and that drove me nuts. So let's go ahead and test this out, and then we'll go over a couple of features. Test, 1, 2, 3, 4. Test, 1, 2, 3, 4. This is a test of the raw audio from the FIFINE K688. Test, 1, 2, 3, 4. Now I'm going to do an edited version. Test, 1, 2, 3, 4. This is a test from the FIFINE K688 microphone. This is edited and post-processed so you can hear what it's going to sound like. And test, 1, 2, 3, 4. I'm going to move back away from the microphone, and then I'm going to come closer to the microphone so you can kind of hear the difference between when you're away from the microphone and when you're close. So I'm going to go ahead and go over some of the stats and continue to use the mic here as I go through these stats. USB-A XLR, that's their dual mode. I think that's awesome. It does have background noise reduction. 9 core features: tap to mute, headphone jack, mic gain knob, volume monitoring knob. It also has an anti-shock mount here right now, so if you do hit the table or something, you shouldn't get any vibrations up into the microphone itself. It is a dynamic microphone. 6 levels of noise filtering, which is nice. It's not only digital noise filtering, but it has all the noise filtering built into the case itself. Very easy to set up. Has a wide range of compatibility with Audacity, OBS Studio, Discord, Twitch, whatever you want to use. And it comes with this sort of mic here, based on how you want to use it. You can go ahead and put this down and bring this up a little bit so you have a different sort of look to how you're recording. And again, it came with everything I need. I hooked it up to my desk, hooked it up to my phone, and I'm recording. So pretty nice, huh? I think it's great. And again, I've used FIFINE stuff for years, so I'll leave this link down below if you want to check this out. And thanks to them for sending this over. I always appreciate it. I always like to try out new things. You get a chance to hear it, and I get a chance to show it to you. So I hope that was helpful for you. If this did help you out, give me a like, give me a subscribe. I'd love to see you back. Always helps. I mean, you guys don't even understand how much it helps. It really does. I love to see, because it encourages me to keep bringing you stuff and enjoying my time with you all. Other than that, this is Carl from Tech for Goodies, and I'm out.